The Jacksonville football team is an interesting case study to look at when it comes to college football programs. The school struggled for a long time before the arrival of head coach Kerwin Bell and athletic director Verlander. But those two helped make the Dolphins program one of the most successful in the PFL. With the departure of Verlander leading to a change in administration, a financial aid scandal, and a differing of opinion on how to run the program was left to bleed out and die in the pasture after they chose to cut the heart of the program out, Kerwin Bell, after a 9-2 season. This is the rise and death of Jacksonville Dolphins football. But before we get into this, if you enjoy college football content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, let me know what other defunct football programs you would like me to cover in the comment section below. Jacksonville University is a private university located in Jacksonville, Florida. It was originally founded as a 2-year junior college in 1934. In the 50s, the school would shift its focus into becoming a 4-year university, and as of the fall of 2019 had 2,938 students. The school would announce they would be starting a football team on November 25, 1996, with plans to start playing during the 1998 season. Things would not start off perfect though, as their first choice for head coach was Division III head coach Ken O'Keefe. O'Keefe had led Allegheny to 6 conference or shared conference titles and the national championship, as well as putting together a 79-10-1 record over 8 seasons. Instead, following the 1997 season, he would take the Fordham head coaching job. So, on February 26, 1997, Jacksonville announced Steve Gilbert as the school's first ever head coach. Gilbert was not as successful as O'Keefe at the Division III level, but had led Ursinus to the Division III playoffs his last season there. Gilbert finished with a 41-48 record at the Pennsylvania school. The move came less than a week after the apparent deal fell through with O'Keefe. A few months later, the Dolphins announced plans to sign their first 4 recruits. On September 12, 1998, the Dolphins would play their first ever game, beating Davidson 19-14 in front of 4,890 fans at DB Milne's Field. Gary Cooper connected with Ricardo Tillman for the Dolphins' first touchdown of 65 yards on the opening drive, and freshman safety Carl Toop clinched the win with an interception with 14 seconds to play. For the first few seasons, Jacksonville played as an independent, but heading into the 2000 season, it was announced that they would be joining the Pioneer Football League for the 2001 season. The Pioneer Football League is a football-only conference whose member schools choose not to award athletic scholarships. Most of the member schools were private schools and ranged from Florida to San Diego with the addition of Jacksonville. The conference was formed in the early 1990s when the NCAA passed a rule change requiring Division I schools to conduct all sports at the Division I level by 1993. Charter members included Butler University, the University of Dayton, Drake University, the University of Evansville, and Valparaiso University. According to the league's official website, from the league's inception, it was a proponent of the creation of non-scholarship football classification within Division I. It adopted the moniker of Pioneer based on the intent to become the first football league in the new division. It was a league that allowed schools to keep all their other sports at the Division I level without having to spend the exorbitant amount of money on the Division I football team. The school hadn't found a ton of success as an independent, going 10-19 their first 3 seasons, but would have their best season under Gilbert in 2001 when they finished 6-4 and made it to the Pioneer League Championship game, their first season as a member. From 2001 to 2005, the Pioneer League was split into the North and South, and they would only play the division members as conference games. The loss to Drake to end the regular season did not count towards their final conference record. They would play Dayton in the Pioneer League Conference Championship game, getting blown out 46-14. 2001 also saw the first Jacksonville player to ever play in the NFL when Micah Ross made his debut for the Jaguars. 2002 and 2003 were not great seasons for Jacksonville. They failed to make it to the PFL Conference Championship game or achieve a winning record, but 2004 would be a weird season. Jacksonville would finish year 3-7, but finished the year tied for the South Division due to the setup. Morehead State would make the title game with a 6-6 record, but the North finished with 4 of the top 5 teams in the league. Following the 2005 season, the Pioneer League would do away with the divisions. Following the 2006 season and back-to-back 4-win seasons, Jacksonville would fire Gilbert, who in his 9 seasons went 35-54 and only had 1 winning season as head coach. The man chosen to replace Gilbert would go on to become the school's greatest head coach in the program history, Kerwin Bell. Bell played quarterback at Florida and would go on to be drafted in the 7th round of the 1988 draft. He spent time in the NFL, World League of American Football, and CFL. Became a graduate assistant under Steve Spurrier at Florida during 1 season, when he was recovering from a knee injury, and became the Toronto Argonauts co-offense coordinator during his last year as a player. he would return to the state of Florida, where he would be named the head coach of the brand new Trinity Catholic High School. In their second season of existence, they would make the district playoffs, and while serving as head coach, they made it to multiple state title games, went on a 27-game win streak, and won a state title. He finished with a record of 40-13 in 5 seasons. Jacksonville was looking to take the program to the next level, and Bell felt like he could do it. And well, Bell would take the program to the next level. After a 3-8 season in year 1, the Dolphins would finish the regular season 9-3, their best record in program history, and won their first Pioneer Football League title. They beat Dayton in the title game 19-14, scoring all their points in the fourth quarter, and Bell was named the PFL Coach of the Year. They would lose to Albany in the Gridiron Classic 28-0 though. The 2008 season energized the campus and took the program to the next level. Senior cornerback Robson Knoll told Jacksonville.com, "I remember coming and the atmosphere was negative. When fans don't see you win, they don't want to come out. Now they're coming up to us between classes and telling us they'll be there. We're on an upward slope." The hiring of Alan Verlander and Coach Bell changed everything. The Bell hire also led to more people donating back to the school, with Athletic Director Alan Verlander explaining, "Bell has been extremely effective raising money. We've had several people that had never given to the program who started because we hired him. Before, football was raising $30,000 to $40,000 a year. Now it's up over $200,000. We had to take a whole new approach to football, and that started with head coach. We have to get people talking about it in the community, just establishing a whole new image." They would have their third winning season in program history in 2009, going 7-4, while winning a share of the conference title in 2010, going 10-1, and undefeated in conference play. They would share the title with Dayton, who also finished undefeated in conference play in 10-1, though Jacksonville finished ranked 22nd in the FCS polls, while Dayton finished 25th. It was the first time in program history they finished the season ranked, and their lone loss came to number 3 App State on the road. They would have back-to-back 7-4 seasons in 2011 and 2012 before their first losing season since 2007 and 2013, when they finished 5-6. They rebounded in 2014 with a 9-2 record and a 7-1 conference record, but with the school one day away from its third PFL title in school history, JU withdrew from the championship consideration after an internal audit found that the non-scholarship program awarded improper financial aid to players through the leadership scholarship. Between 2010 and 2014, an audit found that 79.7% of the leadership scholarship went to football players, with 23 of the 24 starters in 2013 receiving the scholarship as compared to 6% of the student body. A few months later, the PFL gave additional penalties following the financial aid investigation. Those penalties included an additional 1-year postseason ban, the reduction of 3 assistant coaching positions, and the Dolphins' available roster spots dropped from 130 to 96. 2015 saw the Dolphins finish 9-2 for the second straight season, but following the season, Jacksonville would not renew Bell's contract. Bell had led the Dolphins to 7 winning seasons at the school that had only had 1 winning season in program history before his arrival. Bell wanted Jacksonville to start allowing athletic scholarships, but the school chose not to pursue that path. It was sad for Bell, who wanted to leave a lasting legacy for the Dolphins program. He even chose not to leave, even when the Florida Gators interviewed him for their offense coordinator position. Bell finished with a 66-35 record. The relationship fallout between Bell and the administration was not all that shocking, though. When the administration kept putting off contract talks after the season ended, it sent a clear message to Bell that President Tim Cost and athletic officer Donnie Horner wanted a different coach. Several Board of Trustees members were annoyed by the image hit to Bell's program after the Pioneer Football League punishment with a second year of ineligibility for financial aid irregularities. Even though Bell nor any of his coaches were implicated, the JU power brokers wanted to move on and were annoyed by so many calling for scholarship football. But the school also acted disrespectfully. They waited 12 days following the season before announcing they were not going to be renewing Bell's contract. They could have cost Bell and his staff opportunities at other jobs by waiting nearly 2 weeks, costing food on the table for many. This was not a Power 5 job where the coaches make millions upon millions. Jacksonville was basically run like a Division III job. Bell hoped the school would move to scholarship football, but he never demanded it. Bell explained, "I hope it never comes out that Kerwin was tired of a non-scholarship program. I was doing it publicly advocating scholarship football to inspire greatness and not because I was dead set on non-scholarship football. I never said I didn't want to coach non-scholarship football. That's the furthest from the truth. I told our players I'd never give up on them because they weren't scholarship players. JU can spin it all they want. If I knew scholarship football wasn't going to happen, then tell me, and I'll run the program exactly the way you want. Instead, they let it linger on. then say at the end we have philosophical differences. I never demanded anything. It ticks me off. So why did it have to wait until 12 days after our season was over, and now our assistants don't have a job? What did we do to be put in that position? I'm disappointed in the way they handled it. When a guy does a good job for you for 9 years, he deserves more respect than that. The school began interviewing different replacements for Bell without telling him that he was being fired. Several JU players expressed disappointment and surprise upon hearing the news that Bell was no longer going to be head coach for the Dolphins. Junior running back Ulysses Bryant told Jacksonville.com, "I'm still trying to grasp what just happened and why it happened. I just thought this game was based on winning, and we did that. Coach Bell cared about everything, always preaching to us about getting our degrees and academics being a priority. For him to do all the positive things and win since he's been here, I'm lost right now. It's crazy. At the end of the day, everything happens for a reason. Hopefully some good will come out of it." Senior defensive end TJ Jenkins saw the writing on the wall, believing the administration was in the process of ending the football program. Jenkins explained, "Coach Bell had a dream to keep building and building. You let go of the most successful coach in JU football history, then they don't want a guy looking to grow the program. They don't want it to be a Georgia Southern or Appalachian State. They want to keep it small, not want JU to be known as a football school." Bell would go on to spend 3 seasons at Valdosta State, where he won the 2018 Division II national title and is currently coaching at Western Carolina. Jacksonville would hire Ian Shields from Lenore Rhine to be their 3rd head coach in program history. Shields had served as Army's offense coordinator and assistant head coach from 2009 to 2013, before becoming the head coach of the Bears. While with the Bears, he went 16-6, won the South Atlantic Conference title. Shields would never be able to find the same type of success Bell was able to find with the Dolphins program. They would go 5-5 in 2016 and had their last winning season in program history in 2017, going 7-4. In the last 2 seasons as a program, they would go 5-17 and 2-14 in PFL play. Almost 2 weeks after the season finale lost to San Diego State in 2019, the school announced they would be ending the program. The decision, according to many, was not all that shocking. Gilbert told News 4 Jacksonville, "I was shocked, very disappointed, and again, my first thought was to reach out to Coach Shields and let him know we were praying for him and his family, and certainly his assistant coaches and the players that are affected by this decision. I think when you make a decision like this took a lot of sleepless nights. I'm sure because it affected a large number of people and a large number of families. Hopefully things work out for the best with those folks that are involved." Students who played football at JU didn't get scholarship money from the athletic standpoint, often using a blend of financial aid and student loans to go there. JU's other Division I sports like basketball and baseball received athletic scholarships. Basketball teams are allowed 13 scholarships, baseball is permitted 11.7 scholarships. The football program ended with an all-time record of 118 and 115, 2 conference titles, and 2 division titles. You could see a change in how things were viewed once athletic director Alan Verlander left in 2012. Verlander and Bell had a thought process of taking the Jacksonville Dolphins football program to the next level. The change in administration, followed by the financial aid scandal, was a death note for the program. It is truly heartbreaking because had the school moved to scholarship football, could have done some amazing things with the recruiting grounds of Florida and Georgia, and no real major football programs in northern Florida. But alas, the school chose to go in a different direction. Right before COVID hit, mind you. The program was cut before those events. What do you think? Should Jacksonville have gone the route Coach Bell wanted to go, or did the administration make the right choice cutting this program? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out one of my other videos YouTube thinks you will love right here. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.